but that's the problem. Evil people will scrabble and claw to get power, will gnaw through steel to get it. And then good guys like you, they don't want power, so they don't, they do something to fight the evil, but then, at a certain point get so disgusted, by the elitists that they don't even want to get involved with them. And I don't blame you.
If I get that disgusted, I'll be back.
Absolutely. So that's a little hint that you're going to be back in the future. Well, we'll talk a lot coming up on June 1st. I still need to get with you and find out exactly what hour of the show you want to come on then. But Governor Ventura, the book is out in paperback. In closing, you talk about on TV waterboarding Dick Cheney. I mean, if this guy says it's so great, it's so wonderful, they admit 90+% of the people at Guantanamo Bay, totally innocent, just picked up by bounty hunters that get $25,000 apiece. Most of them 14, 15 years old. The intelligence they used to scare everybody came from torture. I think if Cheney says waterboarding's no big deal, maybe he should show us that it's no big deal. Can you comment on that?
Well, first of all, I made the quote. I think I said it on The View that if you, I said it on Larry King. That if you gave me a waterboard Dick Cheney in 1 hour, I'd have him confessing to the Tate murders. Well, I have to amend that, though, Alex. I don't think I could accomplish that. You know why?
Why?
His heart ain't good enough. He wouldn't be alive for an hour to even confess.
Exactly.
And that tells you how bad waterboarding is, because I do not believe Dick Cheney physically could take it. With the heart that he has.
Well, what about the stuff
for him to advocate doing this to people and for calling it another name called enhanced interrogation? Well, that's baloney, because torture is torture, and they're like jury picking. They go, well, you can't torture a person from the United States, but if the person comes from somewhere else in the world, torture's okay. That
was my last question. What about the Department of Homeland Security documents that came out listing conservatives, gun owners, returning veterans as the #1 terror threat, and that Homeland Security set up for them? And then it made the news, we broke that when we were out having an In the Fed rally with Ron Paul, the Army was spying on us in Texas.
Well, that's because you're in Texas. You can't do nothing in Texas.
No, but what do you think of that DHS report, trying to list the American people as the terrorist?
Well, again... I don't know, Alex. That's only stuff I can only speak to stuff that, and it's not that I don't believe you, but I can only speak to stuff that I actually know about, and I'll say this.
Yeah, no, you have been down in Mexico, yeah. Go ahead.
If we're not vigilant, we're going to lose our freedoms, because it's a natural progression. If you look down through the annals of history, you will always see it happen, and unless the citizenry takes control... in fact, let me say this, Alex, and I'll finish like this. They won't release the photos of our torture, right?
Yes.
Well, then how about if I step forward on behalf of the taxpayers and the citizens of the great United States of America, and I want to go public with this, and I'll let you break it. I will represent us. Let me go where these photos are. Let me go inside and see them, and let me come out and report back as to what these photos are. I think I have the right to do that. I think they have no right to keep me from that. You know why? I pay their salary. And I'm a governor, I'm a mayor, I'm a former Navy SEAL, I had a top secret security clearance. I think I'm fully qualified to walk in and view these photos on
Jesse, so we can finish. I'm going to go 1 minute. I'm going to go 1 minute over right now. We're going to keep on the web. Transmitting at Infowars.com for 1 minute. We're going to cut that feed. John, do I have Jesse there? Yeah, Governor, we had to end the main thing on the AM and FM, but we've still got tens of thousands on the internet listening, and then I'm going to cut that transmission in a moment and say bye to you off air, because I want to know where to send something that you were asking for. But finish your statement. We're still on the internet, still at prisonplanet.tv.
Well, my statement was, again, I will go on behalf of the American people, and let me go view these pictures they won't let us see on torture.
Yeah, you're a governor and also a populist figure. He's very popular in the polls. That's a good idea.
Let me go in and look at them, and I'll come out and I'll report to the public whether, what it is, why we shouldn't be able to see them, because I understand it could infuriate the enemy, but I'm not the enemy. And therefore, I think I have every right to see these photos in private.
Well, Governor, let me just tell you in closing what is in them, because these photos were seen, as you know, by Congress and members of the Senate. It is children being raped videos. It is photos of children being raped in front of their parents. And Obama was going to release some whitewashed ones, and then it was decided those were too hardcore. But Cy Hirsch, you can just Google Cy Hirsch, New Yorker raping boys, and or interrogations raping children, and it is confirmed. General Tagumbu, the American general, he's Filipino, he did the Army report, 3-star general, where they said all that was done. So we have an Army report about those, but yeah, that would be important to send you in there. But that was the question I was going to ask. That's how bad these crimes get, as I told you 6 months ago when you were here in Austin. What should be done? I mean, is that a pretty bad crime, raping kids in front of their parents?
Yeah, I would think so. To me, all torture is a bad crime. But again, I'll reserve comment until I'm allowed to see the photos. Let me go see what they won't allow us to see, and I'll be happy to come out and give you my opinion on what I saw.
Okay, Governor.
And the bottom line is this. If we hadn't done torture in the first place, Alex, there wouldn't be any photos, would there?
Absolutely, and they wouldn't be having to defend torture and say it's okay.
Exactly, and that's the bottom line. Like when they're attacking Pelosi, that's just a red herring, because the bottom line, whether she knew or didn't know, is if the torture hadn't have taken place in the first place, it would be irrelevant.
Absolutely, Governor. Listen, I need to talk to you off air, so let's end the transmission right now, the live radio show, and then I will say bye to Governor Ventura. I just want to know where to send you this atmospheric water generator, because you were saying you want to know where to get one. We'll just mail you one. So, you know what, let me do this, Governor, so I'll make sure we're not on air. Let me just call you back on this line right now.
Okay.
Okay, I'll call you in 60 seconds.
All right, I'll hang up.
All right, there goes Governor Jesse Ventura. All right, we were still transmitting, correct? Okay, good. Good way to end that right there. See you back live tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., right here on the front lines of the Info War. I'm going to go send him a bunch of emails and stuff now to fully educate him about the torture. So when he goes on national TV, he'll talk about what they're doing to kids. It's all admitted. It's just the public doesn't know. All right, that's it for this transmission. Great job, crew. Great job, Genesis. Great job, affiliates. Take care. The Info War